Party like a rock, party like a rock star, party like a rock, party like a rock star, totally, totally, dude. Woo! What's up, webcam? What's up, beautiful person watching me? I'm watching you. You look really nice today. My name is Jeremiah Vegan. My name is Jeremiah Vegan. My name is Jeremiah Vegan. Did I mention my name was Jeremiah Vegan? I'm your host that does the most. As you can see, this is the place where you need to be. I'm a personal brand consultant and influencer marketing strategist that specializes in helping brands develop their online following as well as convert in more sales for your small business. Last year, I was able to do a lot of good things for other influencers. And now this year, starting in January, I relaunched my brand and my channel. And now I'm helping other people build their journey as I'm building my following and my journey and my courses and my website and all that good stuff. Okay. You guys gonna know me really soon. And today we got a goodie. We got a goodie. We got a goodie. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to become an influencer step by step. Okay. Now you don't have to have a huge following, by the way, to be an influencer. A lot of people think because influencers that you typically see are really big, have a tremendous amount of influence as far as following is concerned, a lot of eyeballs on them, doesn't necessarily mean you can't be an influencer and make an impact. My first client that I managed had 250 subscribers. I brought him from 250 to 4,000 subscribers, and we made 2,500 our first week just off of him having 4,000 subscribers. It's easy to get to that amount of subscribers as well, and you don't have to necessarily become an influencer by using just YouTube. You can use other platforms, and we're going to talk about that in this video, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, according to influencermarketinghub.com, an influencer is an individual who has the power to affect purchase decisions of others because of his or her authority, knowledge, or position or relationship with his or her audience. An individual who has a following in a particular niche which they actively engage with. The size of following depends on the size of the niche, okay? One of the first things that you need to do when you are an influencer is you need to find out what your actual niche is. A niche meaning what is your topic, okay? What is your angle? What is your industry, if you will? It doesn't matter if it's entertainment, if you want to be a blogger, and you want to talk about celebrities. It doesn't matter if you want to talk about golf. It doesn't matter if you are a hairstylist and you want to talk about hair or different hair products. If you want to do try on hauls and wear different clothings, if you're into fashion, what is your niche and why do you want to be an influencer? That's the first thing that you need to decide, is you want to decide what is your niche, what is your angle, and what is your why. That's very important as well. I speak to people that don't even know what they want to do within their niche. They want to be an influencer, but they don't know what it is that they want to do, okay? And when people do that, a lot of times they're just creating content and they're just putting together content, whether it's through YouTube or through blogging, but they're not really clear on what it is that they're creating content for. Okay, now it's good to talk about different things that you feel is important to you. You don't necessarily have to always talk about stuff relevant towards your niche, but it's very, very, very important to find out what your target's going to be. What is going to be your primary source of content? Okay, where is that coming from? Okay, not necessarily where is that coming from, but what is your angle? What are you going to talk about primarily? So you need to figure out what your niche is. You need to figure out what your why is. What do you want to accomplish within a year time span? Okay, those are some things that are very important. Okay, for example, I thought about what I was going to do last year coming into this year. I already had a plan mapped out. My name is Jeremiah Vegan. I knew that I wanted to go by that name because I'm a vegan, right? I'm a vegan and I wanted something to be a part of my lifestyle and a part of who I was versus business. I knew I wanted to talk about business, and I knew I primarily was going to talk about business and entrepreneurship and personal brands, but I wasn't really clear on how I wanted to do it yet. And I was just learning how I was going to pitch it to you guys, or how I was going to brand myself. And I'm still working on branding myself and the way that I want to brand myself. A personal brand a brand is an experience. Okay. A lot of people think it's like a logo, like a design. It's an experience that you give your visitors, your particular audience. Okay. So I was able to find out what my niche was before I even got started into it, because I've helped other people do it. So I was really clear on what it is that I wanted to do. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're clear about what your niche is, one, and two, what you want to accomplish and how you want people to uh, envision you. What do you want them to receive from your angle and from your perspective? Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to create your content, obviously. What kind of content do you want to create? It doesn't have to be on video like how I'm speaking to you guys on now, through how I'm communicating you guys with. By the way, you look nice if I didn't tell you. Create your content, whether it's through video or through blog. You want to find your way of doing content, okay? And also, if you want to be a speaker and you want to speak locally, you can also be an influencer that way. You can engage with people personally. There's multiple ways of going about that as well. A lot of people use meetups. They find their meetup, and a lot of people who want to become a speaker, they go into different meetups and different groups and different forums and network with people in their area locally, and you could become an influencer within that realm. Make sure if you decide to do that, that you pick a niche. Okay, there is also a niche in speaking engagements as well. What kind of speaker do you want to be? People just you can't you don't just speak just to speak. Okay, don't just speak to any and everybody. What do you want to engage people with? Do you want to be a speaker for health because you had someone in your family who became unhealthy and sick and had all of these diseases, and you want to change the feeling that you had? Share your story as well. You like the feeling, my grandmother had this cancer, she was able to cure with this, and I don't want people to go through what she been through. So now I'm speaking to you guys to bring awareness, and now you made a brand around that, right? That can be your angle if you want it to be your angle. Just kind of figure out what kind of content you want to create, whether it's through written content, video content, audio content, if you want to be like a podcast person, or a radio personality. What kind of content do you want to create? If not all of it, some people do all of it if you can, but I would say choose 1 to 2 sources of content if you can handle it. 3, you want to make sure that you are selecting the platforms that you want to create your content on in advance. Okay, a lot of people make the mistake of trying to do everything every way right off the bat. How can you grow your following on Facebook when you're trying to grow your following on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn? You have to figure out what your primary source of channel platforms that you're going to use if you're going to use social media. Okay, and that's even going offline. If you want to create an income or create a following online or offline locally, you need to figure out if that's something that you want to do as well. So you want to make sure that you select your channel. And not only do you select your channel, when I say channel, I'm not talking about YouTube channel necessarily. I'm talking about your channel, like your platform that you want to select. Now, make sure that you select your channel and also understand other channels, because you may never know what that platform can bring to you. You need to understand. For example, I teach on Instagram all the time. I'm very familiar with Instagram. I'm very savvy with Instagram. I'm constantly researching on Instagram. I teach Instagram for other people. I work on their Instagrams. I personally don't like to use Instagram as much for various reasons, personal reasons, but I understand it. Same thing with Snapchat. If you would have gave me, I don't have a Snapchat, but if you gave me a Snapchat, I would know how to do it. I know the process. I know how it works. I know how to do stuff on it. I know you can do filters. I'm very savvy with it. So it's always good to know how to do things and keep yourself in the loop, because you never know how that can impact your brand as an influencer as far as marketing yourself, because that may be the best opportunity for you. So you want to understand what your channel you're going to get, understand what your channel is going to be, understanding what channel is best for your brand, and understanding other channels at least to a good amount. You have a good understanding. You have to have a good understanding, in my personal opinion, about the 5 to 6 most popular platforms that people use. Number 4 is becoming influential within your ideal niche. Okay, what do I mean when I say become influential in your ideal niche? Whatever your niche is, you need to be a part of that community within your niche. Okay, that helps you tremendously for several reasons. And this doesn't matter what platform you're using. If you're engaged in whatever community is on that platform, you are going to build a following that way. Not only are you going to build a following, you're going to build a following with your ideal audience. You don't want to just build a following just to build a following, okay? You want to target specific people that are interested in what you're doing. If you want to become an influencer in the hair industry, you need to be targeting people who want that kind of content, who like to do things that regard their hair. You know, it's common sense to a lot of people, but a lot of people are not aware of it. And some people are aware of it, but that's just at the back of their mind. So if that's at the back of your mind, I'm going to bring that to your attention and let you know that you need to engage within your community. I make several videos about engagement, content marketing, and engaging specifically on Instagram with the $1.80 Instagram strategy that was popularized by Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary V. Okay, I made a video about that. That should be in the description below if it's released. If not, wait a couple of days later and you should be able to have access to the Instagram $1.80 strategy. Okay, and essentially what that strategy is when you are commenting on 9 different posts. Let me look it up. You're going to comment on nine different posts that are in your ideal audience and comment on 10 different tags. So if you're into hair, I always use hair. You're going to type in hair, right? Whatever comes up, and whatever hashtags come up, you're going to click on the first one and you're going to comment on it. You're going to comment on it, engage with it, engage with whoever is on that post, respond to the comments on those posts, and you're going to keep doing that. Become a part of the community. You're going to start getting followers if you do that consistently. Okay, so that is one technique that I would encourage you guys to do, is make sure that you become a part of the community. The 5th way, well, I think that's the 5th. Well, yeah, I think that's the fifth point that I was making. Okay, so the 5th thing that you're going to do when you're becoming an influencer is you want to create a channel for yourself, meaning a website or a blog that people can go to. A lot of people don't do this, okay? You can see some of the most popular bloggers out there, or medium. Actually, I see medium. I get people that have medium size. I get clients that have medium sized followings that don't have a website or a blog. They just have their channels where they're popular on. You definitely want to make sure that you have a platform people can go to for several reasons. You don't want to put your eggs in one basket, meaning you don't want to concentrate solely on social media platforms as the only way to communicate with your ideal audience. A lot of things can happen that is extremely risky. You want to use social media as leverage, not as your primary source of communication. What do I mean? Let me elaborate. For example, Facebook is always changing their algorithm. Recently, they updated their algorithm where they do not allow third-party pages to come up in your news feed anymore, meaning they minimize the eyeballs that are being seen within the news feed when it comes to like pages and business pages. The only way that they can come up in your news feed is if you like their page and they're maybe running an ad, or if you like their page and you click seen first. That means you want to see their post first at the top. You no longer can get unpaid, like pages can no longer get unpaid organic traffic coming up in their news feed on Facebook. That has helped, that has hurt a lot of businesses when that happened. Okay, a lot of people lost a lot of money because they market and sold products and services using like pages. A lot of them didn't save emails. You have to capture some type of data when someone is doing business with you, or someone is following what you do. You should always get them to give you some form of data so you can always be in contact with them. If you're an influencer where all you want to do is just blog and you want to eventually sell merchandise and become just a personal brand that people want to be in tune with, like Jake Paul or something like that, you want to always be able to have their data where you can send emails to them, send emails about your blog, your new announcements, new products that you might want to launch. You have to be able to stay in contact with your audience. I cannot stress that enough. I don't care what industry you're in. So doing that, having a website or a blog will help you by doing that, because your website is your website. Unless net neutrality messes it up or whatever the case may be, you still own your website. That is essentially yours. So make sure that you have that. Okay, this is going to be my sixth reason. There is multiple ways to go about growing your influence, but I'm only going to give you guys an idea in this video. And this is by far the most important tip that I can give you guys. When you're becoming an influencer, it's very, 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 very important to give value. I'm huge on giving value. I give as much content as I possibly can. Let me give you an example. What are you watching right now? You're watching me give you free information. Did I sell you anything? No, not yet. You know me, I didn't sell you. I'm giving you something. I'm building a rapport with you to get you to like me. As this channel progresses, you will be able to appreciate what I'm offering to you a lot more, because I'm giving you something that can potentially impact your life for the better. This is something that is going to impact your life, something that you're passionate about, something that you want to do, something that you want to pursue and change and within your life for the better, hopefully. Okay, so you want to give value. Everybody wants to buy, no one wants to be sold to. I see so many people constantly selling. If you think of the visitor first and yourself second, eventually you're going to reap the benefits of having that type of mindset. For example, I'd rather show you why I'd rather show you than tell you why you should buy. I'd rather show you why you need to buy than tell you why you need to buy. Well, a lot of people would just sell all the time and nothing happens. They get like, well, some stuff might happen, but you would get so much out of your audience if you are offering something of value. But if you just want to be a blogger just talking about gossip and stuff like that, you can offer that as value too, because value and content comes in different shapes and sizes. Value can be telling someone about the cutest cats. If your audience is interested in the cutest cats, your value that you're providing is cute cats. You understand what I'm saying? So hopefully that helps you guys. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. We try to do videos every day at 11 a.m. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Hopefully you can get started on becoming an influencer today, because it starts with you doing.